Kelsea Ballerini brings drag stars on stage at the CMT Awards. Country superstar Kelsea Ballerini hosted the 2023 CMT Music Awards in Austin, Texas, and brought iconic drag race stars on stage to protest anti-drag bills. Ballerini was joined by 4 drag race fan favorites: Seasons 3's Manila Luzon, Season 7's Kennedy Davenport, Season 12's Jan, and Season 13 Olivia Lux, for a fun, campy picket fence performance of her recent hit single, If You Go Down, I'm Going Down Too, complete with the queens dressed in retro Desperate Housewives eleganza. While accepting CMT's special Equal Play Award, which recognized artists that advocate for diversity in country music, Shania Twain used her time at the podium to demand that the country music industry close the gap and provide an equal workspace for all talent. Twain said, quote, "I believe in an all-inclusive country music. Together, let's ensure all of our fellow artists get that equal play, regardless of gender, age, or race," end quote. Twain also gave a shout out to several rising country artists that will be joining her on tour this year, including Mickey Guyton and Breland, who are Black, and Lily Rose, one of the few openly gay country artists signed to a major label in Nashville. This is fantastic because I love, my background in music is all about following who's in the trend, who's in the top 10. This is what I spend on the weekends. Yes, I do spend a little bit of country once in a blue moon, if asked, and persuaded monetarily. I'm kidding. But
always give up that coin.
I was like, listen, man, there's a tip jar there. Hook it up. But I love that Shania Twain is at the forefront at the podium. This is fantastic. She's an icon. She's got a very, very big voice. Whether you like country music or not, you know who Shania Twain is.
Madonna's upcoming concert in Nashville.
It's going to be amazing. I'm telling you, so I think this is all in a positive force direction. And honestly, every side of the music industry needs to get a little bit more inclusive with all the changes and finally just allowing an artist to be an actual artist. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I love seeing that we're starting to get this wave of, celebrity, which is where a lot of these movements start to bring to the forefront how ridiculous these policies are that are coming against LGBTQ plus, people, drag queens, the trans community specifically. I was really happy to see Kelsea Ballerini. I got to spend a short 2 minutes with her on a Royal Caribbean cruise recently, and she sang in the karaoke bar and sang Shania Twain.
Awesome.
And so she was performing on the ship, but she came into the karaoke bar when we were on board. And it was also amazing to see Kennedy Davenport, who was one of our gala hosts a couple years ago. So a lot of great connections in this story.
Yeah, and I just want to say, I think it's really important that CMT is doing this, that they did this on that venue, because of the states that the artist and the audience represented by that demographic cover, especially putting Tennessee on blast right now. Ooh. But all of these, or so many of these artists, so much of their audience comes from the southern United States, where some of the most ridiculous anti-LGBTQ legislation is being considered right now.
Too.
Yes.
Ridiculous.
So it's so important.
It's never used as an adjective.
No, it is. It's ridiculous. And it's important that this visibility and this representation be elevated on the stage.
Yeah.
One last thought. Over the weekend, I went to Diversity Honors, and I had the privilege again to interview Stuart Mill from the Harvey Milk Foundation. And one of the things that I asked Stuart was, if your uncle was alive, Harvey Milk, we're thrilled that you're here in South Florida and drawing attention to what's going on in Florida and in South Florida. I said, if your uncle was alive, what would Harvey Milk say to the LGBTQ community? And it was a powerful moment of his words that have echoed in my head over and over again since Diversity Honors, which is to not allow them to take the words away from you. And when they say X, you push back directly in counter to the observation that they are making. It rings with me because they gaslight. And on drag queens, they're gaslighting.
Yeah.
They're diverting, and they are gaslighting, and they are lying. and they are gaslighting. Here are the three tenets in that philosophy to push back on the issue about drag queens and the laws going on in Texas, Florida, and Tennessee. Number one, drag is not sexual. You cannot sell the idea that drag is sexual. That is gaslighting. We push back on that. Number two, drag queens are not groomers. They have nothing to do with children. And the fact that children are present to watch the entertainment process is gaslighting for you to try to suggest otherwise, that they are groomers. They are not. And third, with equal protection under the law, you better damn well make sure that you pass laws that apply to everyone equally. And if you're going to do this to drag queen, point one and point two, make sure you do it to Hooters. And make sure you do it to the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, because it's the exact same thing. Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders are drag queens. Hooters servers. We love Hooters. We love Hooters servers. They're drag queens. You are gaslighting. And Stuart Milk's words, I think, are correct. Push back on the lie. That's what's going on in drag.
Ooh, smartly put.
Powerful.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Lara are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.